What's up, everybody? And we'll call Timmy T. Caesar for the day. A few minutes late here. No fault of anybody who's on your screen currently. But we're here to talk about lots of sports. Tonight, it's a holiday. Opening night in the NFL, Timmy. We got the Bills and the Rams coming up in about an hour. We got some baseball talk. We got some basketball talk later on, and of course, a big intro to what's going on in the NFL this week. We're gonna have Week 1 picks for the first time. We're gonna have spreads. I've already set one of my daily fantasy lineups. I'm ready to roll, baby.
Nice.
Who got our first comment? Foxy. That's one of my offspring. And one of them is only 2, so he's changed his name to Foxy. All right, so Timmy, tell me what does this day mean? What the NFL is back. It seems like yesterday we did our final show of last year, right before the draft, and we're like, oh my god, 8 months and whatnot, and it's here. We got our favorites. We're ready to be disappointed. We're ready to be thrilled. Excitement. What does it mean to you?
Well, being football is my favorite sport. This is the best day ever. I love it. Sunday will be a lot better because I get to watch our own team play.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a big, huge day. It's a big game tonight too. It's a great game. I like the fact that they put the winners opening weekend. They don't put the Dolphins and the Jaguars or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, I will fully admit that baseball opening day is probably the best opening day. It has a feel to it, a certain
definitely
feel.
Has a feel.
But this is the second best opening day, and it's my personal favorite. But yeah, baseball still has that feel, that skip school, fucking I don't know. It's just awesome.
Oh, for sure, and especially up there. Victoria is chiming in here on Facebook.
Hola.
So especially up there for baseball. It's starting to feel a little bit warmer most of the time. Starting to feel a little bit warmer. The sun's out a little bit longer. You venture out. I know when you were a kid and it was still chilly outside, mom and dad be like, "Oh, don't wear shorts. Run out in shorts anyway." But yeah, you're right. Baseball opening day definitely has a feel. I don't know. Football is just. Oh, your favorite is on Peacock right now, Jason Garrett.
Well, like football is more exciting, more like adrenaline running, like that kind of thing. But baseball is more romantic, more like American, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, football, I fucking love it, and I can't wait to talk about it. And
who's the Steve Race here?
And get my title back. I want my title back.
Oh, your title. Who won it last year?
Didn't you win it last? I thought you won it last year.
I have to look that up. I didn't even look that up. I got to give myself some credit there.
I think you did, didn't you?
I thought maybe we were. I'll look it up and we'll talk. We'll chat about it offline. All right, so let's get into. I don't know if Dave is going to show up or not, but let's get into some baseball stuff real quick before we jump into anything else. And I don't know if we can lead off with anything else. No pun intended. Aaron Judge chasing history. He's up to 55 now.
Yep.
Man, you get that by the end of the weekend, the way he's rolling. But so, all right. So now he's going after Maris's both the American League record and the Yankee record, obviously. I did see where I think it was Roger Maris's son said that he wishes that Aaron Judge would come out and acknowledge Maris's 61 as the record. What do you think about that? The fine line.
That's yeah. Look, it's the same thing with the asterisk. I mean, you could throw asterisks all over the place. Certain things. No, I mean you can't do that. I mean, me personally, I count the 61. That's just me personally. I like the 61 because considering what the other two did and how they did it, whatever. But I know people, but I'm not gonna get into that whole thing either. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother show. But
There he
yeah,
is.
me personally,
No,
I like the 61. I'd like to see
there's not.
a Yankee beat the 61. So I'm excited, and I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna
It
do
would,
it.
so it'd be that's what I was thinking too. It would be different if there was somebody, let's say if it was Mike Trout, and he
Yeah,
was at 55 right now, and he beat the Yankee record. Then you'd be
yeah, I'd be
a
cursing
different
him.
train of thought there. Yeah,
I'd be walking him every game if that was the case. But yeah,
but
no, I'm pumped up about it. I think he's gonna hit 62, one over. That's my
hey, I
guess.
mean, so 62. So he would need 7 more. The other guy that we're going to talk about in just a second needs 5 more to get to his next level here to 700, and that's Albert Pujols. He got up today. Like every time he gets up now, it's an event between him and Judge. Because seriously, every night I'm getting notifications from ESPN. Aaron Judge hits another one. Pujols, when he was on fire, he at 7 in like 5 or 6 games or something like that. And it for the Cardinals, they're still, the Yankees are in a race too, a lot closer than what they had before. The Mets, they lost their lead completely for a day. But the Cardinals, they're still in. I think they're still trying to fend off the Brewers. So in that situation, Timmy, you're the manager. Do you pump Pujols out there to try and? He said he's retiring no matter what.
Yeah, you can pump him out there
Pump him out there.
every game. I
It's
don't
an
care.
event.
Listen, with the DH in the National League now, there's no excuse. And I would make sure he's batting 1, 2, or 3. Get as many at
Get the
bats as
most at
possible.
bats.
I might even put him at leadoff just for the shit of it because yeah, you get him out there, get his at bats. I definitely he's definitely retiring. There's no doubt about it. You got to put him out there. I said I would bat him leadoff. I'm not even joking. Look at this
There he
guy.
is.
What is up, fellas?
What's up, sir? How's it going? How's
Good,
life?
good.
Good.
Sorry it took a little longer.
All good. We're used to
It's all
it.
right. It's all, we know
At least
it's
I
all the,
showed up. At least I showed up, right?
we know
I'm
it's all the
here.
work. We know it's all the work. We know.
Yeah, I'm like CM Punk, man, just causing drama out here all over the place.
Drama. All right. So we started it with baseball today. So you got two guys chasing either a record or a next milestone. You got Aaron Judge going, for 61, trying to break that Roger Maris record, held, the Yankee record and the American League record. So I do want to hear from you, Dave, on this. As Roger Maris' son, I don't know if you heard it when I don't know if you were backstage yet, but Roger Maris' son came out and said that he wishes that Aaron Judge would acknowledge Maris's 61 as the record. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, how old is his son?
I don't know.
70? I don't know. Might
It
have.
might be.
So he's lived through Barry Bonds. I could
He
understand
did live through Barry Bonds.
for like younger generations that maybe didn't see Bonds, and there's that whole allegation stuff. But as someone who got to witness Barry Bonds play and saw him hit, beat that record, I'm sorry. They can say what they want. It's still gonna be the all-time season home run record is still Barry Bonds. Just like who's the all-time hits leader. We still acknowledge that, right? That one's, even though he's not gonna be in the Hall of Fame, we still
Also
acknowledge
took a
it.
bunch of tombstones.
You used a funny word though. You wrote allegations. Are you serious? That dude is no doubt in my mind. Ah.
Well, and then kind of we okay. So you would acknowledge Bonds. You have to acknowledge Maris as the American League record. So you talk in those terms. But then I don't have it on the list here to talk about, but I want to get you guys' take on this. So Fernando Tatis was recently suspended 80 games for steroids. And then A-Rod comes out A-Rod comes out and says, why didn't he learn from my mistakes? And, this shouldn't have happened. And I'm not going to the Hall of Fame. He's not going to the Hall of Fame, even though he's 2 seasons in, by the way.
He should be, though.
That's another discussion, another topic. But so now, what do you think about some of the old ball players? Pedro came to his defense. The Dodgers fans not so much when they threw that big inflatable PED thing on the stands. But I find it weird that A-Rod is coming out now saying, "Oh, I wish you would," now he's going to be the learn from my mistakes guy. Timmy, I know you're not a big fan, but Mello, what do you think?
Yeah, of course. I feel like A-Rod, he's admitted to his mistakes at this point. He said, I messed up. I should have known better. And, I feel like the way that he's approached the game recently has been sort of like guidance to these guys. Whoever comes up to him, at least what we see, is that, he's open to, guide these kids and make sure that they don't make the same mistakes as him. So, I mean, what he's saying, I feel like is genuine. And yeah, Tatis should have learned. Like, even though he also said it was accidental, right?
I'm so tired of...
Oh no! The needle
Always.
accidentally got into my ass. I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
You know what? With certain things, I understand you can say it's accidental. Like you might not realize something, but fucking straight up steroids, there's no accident there, dude. There's no accident with those.
It's like the thing I just thought about for two things was one was the Seinfeld episode where Elaine was eating the poppy seeds and she tested positive for opium. It was that. But then I thought like the TikTok trend where people are like, oh, I'm gonna go work out, and then they like slip on something, and then they have like chips or pizza falls into their mouth. It's like, oh no, steroids just fell into my body.
It's crazy. It's nuts. And everybody who gets caught with steroids, it's always their go-to. But they should realize from all the people beforehand that ain't nobody believing that. So
and who thinks they're going to get away with this now? The way they test, they're going to get you. They're going to get you no matter what. They're going to get you. So who the hell thinks that? Oh no, I got the good steroids. They're never going to catch me. No, idiot. They're going to catch you either way. So stop being so stupid, ruining your career. That dude can't come back. He's going to come back, but is he going to be the same?
It'll be the same. It'll be it's like another Cano effect. I feel like.
Yeah.
But the thing with Tatis is that he's already getting hurt all the time before the getting that famous you get off the steroids, and that's where all the pain and stuff come. Like A-Rod, when he came off the steroids, I had him in fantasy baseball, and he stopped with the steroids, and all of a sudden he had a hip issue.
I don't believe anyone does it by accident. I do believe sometimes certain players will say, "Oh, I did it for this reason, not for this reason." I might get that.
I think it was the one
Andy Pettit. He wanted to get healthy. He was having a lot of problems. He figured, "Oh, this will help me get better." But idiot, it's fucking illegal, so don't do it, stupid. But I do think he had the good intentions, unlike Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, everyone else on every one of the Orioles in '96. That whole thing. So
Brady Anderson,
all of them on that team were Rafael Palmeiro. All of them.
Averages 7 home runs a year, and he hits 51 one year.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, before we close out on baseball, just really quick around the league, the standings. Things have changed for several teams around. The Yankees once had a 15.5 game lead. They now have a 5-game lead over Tampa. Cleveland still has maintaining their lead over Minnesota and the White Sox in that Central.
That's shocking.
That is stunning.
I thought the White Sox were going to run away with that division.
Yeah,
not even close.
Yeah, they had some injuries, and then the Twins kind of hung around. And in the West, you guys' favorite team, the Houston Astros, with a quite a large lead out there, about 11 games. Almost the entire division in the American League West has been eliminated. Oakland, Texas, the Angels, all eliminated.
The Angels were eliminated after May,
September.
No?
Yeah, the Angels were eliminated. But 12-game losing streak, they were literally eliminated already.
God, I don't understand that organization.
And they're up for sale? Fire sale. Listen, Don't be upset when Mike Trout's playing center field for the Yankees next year, and just don't be upset.
Can we have
They,
Otani, please?
you can have him. They're having a fire sale next year, so all the Angels are up for grabs.
For sure. With the sale of the team, just like the Nationals, they're in the middle of selling the team. That's why they traded Soto, because they didn't want the next owner to have to deal with it.
How many more games do we have left?
About 24, 26, depending on
What team?
rainouts and doubleheaders and whatnot.
And Pujols, you said, needs 5, right?
He needs 5 to get to the 700.
Yadier
Molina hit 2 home runs today. 40-year-old Yadier Molina.
The fact that Yadier Molina is still playing is ridiculous.
That's impressive.
As a catcher. As a
catcher.
That's impressive all his own. He's got to go down as top 3.
Because he didn't hit a lot at the beginning of his career, but he's certainly come on. He's a good hitter. He's a great catcher, instant Hall of Famer. In the National League, the Mets once had an 11-game lead. They now have a half-game lead over the Braves, who just can't seem to lose at all. A lot of talk in New York about the Mets collapsing. But during this Mets collapse, they're 19 games over 500. So it can't. Mets fans are dumb.
The Braves are just playing out of their minds. That's
the Braves are like 30 some odd games over 500. So and the Mets are overall 36 games over 500. So a big difference between this year and years past.
It's not a collapse. I mean, even if they don't, by some miracle they don't make it to the playoffs, it's still not a collapse. Not like those years where it's like all you gotta do is beat the Marlins.
Tom Glavine, you dumb shit.
You gotta beat the Marlins. You beat the Marlins one game and you're in, but you lose to them 3 straight times.
Tom Glavine gives up 8 runs in 2 innings.
Yeah, that's not the same. It's not the same thing.
So, and then obviously this year you got the extended, an additional playoff team. So, to collapse fully, the Mets would have to fall behind Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's 15 games behind. So that's that. St. Louis.
The problem is you don't want that fucking 1-game playoff thing.
Well, it's changed now. They changed the whole thing now. So now the first round is a 3-game series.
That's right.
Oh, it is.
The playoffs are going forever. I forgot about that. Yeah.
At the better, so if the
Mets host today, what is it right now?
What it is?
Atlanta.
It would be Atlanta and St. Louis, and it would be 3 games in Atlanta. So St. Louis, because you're the wild card, the lesser wild cards, you don't get any home games in that first round. You got to win 2 out of 3 on the road.
Damn, that's tough.
Yep, that's why you got to win the divisions. That's why, because the talk in baseball is that all these wild cards are winning the World Series every year. So where's the you get hot to get in?
There's a team down here in South Florida that did it twice.
They did do it twice, and they made the playoffs in that shortened season, and now they're back to 55 and 80. So like I said, Milwaukee is 8.5 games out of St. Louis. I didn't know it was that far. I thought it was a little bit closer than that. But so St. Louis has a big lead, and the Dodgers have a 19-game lead in. It's just ridiculous. They're 94 and 42, 52 games over 500.
I don't know, man.
That's without one of their top pitchers, right?
Kershaw was out for a long time. Buehler, who a lot of people picked to win the Cy Young, he's out for the year. Yeah, I picked him for the Cy Young too, I think. So he's out for the year. They're doing some guy I never even heard of is like 15 and 1. So
yeah, they seem to be breeding pitchers out there somewhere because it's like Buehler's out, Kershaw's out. Well, here's Joe anybody. Oh, he's got 100 strikeouts already.
Well, Bauer's still
which is
suspended. He's still that thing's still going on. So
he's out there.
Oh, I completely forgot about that guy.
How as good as they are, I don't get it. But
they got that kid Urias who used to play for the Marlins. When he was the Marlins, not so good. Last year was like 17 and 2. This year he's like 15 and 3. So
all you need is hitting, man. That's what the Marlins lacking. That's so much.
That's the Braves, man. The Braves fucking lineup is just like, are you kidding me? And they locked up all those guys already for like 10 years
for like
each.
7 years.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and they thinking that they lost, Freddie Freeman was gonna be like a big deal, and they're like, nah, it's okay. Next man up.
It's relentless what they're doing. It's ridiculous. It's like every single night, and then they are doing the same thing apparently. At one point, they were like, "Well, are the Mets ever going to lose?" So, but it's just this whole back and forth, and got about 24 games to go, like we said. And then here come the playoffs. Brand new playoff stuff. One more thing on baseball. They are going tomorrow to vote on some new rules. I don't know the implementation year, if it's going to be next year or whatnot. The pitch clock, which in the minor leagues, there has been 0 issues, and the games are down by 30 minutes. So that seems like something that will absolutely benefit the sport. The other one is to cut down on injuries, bigger bases, to cut down on the rolling of the ankles, or the stepping on the worst. Your first baseman, you shouldn't have your foot there, but just to get stomped on as they're crossing first base. And I forget the last one. We'll come back to it. If my old
as long as the runner on second thing disappears, I'm good.
Oh, I hate that.
I don't think I like the bigger bases idea.
I see it as not a big deal. I like not something to complain about.
Why not do like the parks? Like the parks, they have the 2 bases,
The double ones.
the double. So you step on one, the guy puts his foot on the other, but just put it more into the foul territory for the guy to step on.
I don't know how much larger they're making the bases. I just saw it right before we came on. And what the hell was the?
And it's only first base. You need that for. You don't need that for any other base.
Yeah.
Well, put the extra base on there, like the parks have.
I agree, 100%. Terzio's here. We'll get to Jets in a few moments. Mello, let's bring up an absolute legend that is hanging them up. Miss Serena Williams retiring. So obviously her her last hurrah here. I will make mention of this because I heard this from a lot of people up in Queens. The traffic was awful. You had Mets, Dodgers, and Serena with Tiger Woods and all these people out there. And Dave, I don't know if you know this, but it's all in this one area.
No, I've never been to that section, so I'm like,
yep.
This is
it's all the World's Fair,
like City Field, Flushing Meadow, Arthur Ashe, the Old Tennis. It's like all just right there. It's ridiculous.
Man, that must have sucked if you had to go somewhere important like work or something.
And there's plenty of construction going on in the Grand Central and everything, so it's just a nightmare.
Construction on the Grand Central?
For the last 50 years at least.
They're working on the same lanes as from when I lived there. But Dave, she comes up. What was it? 1 championship short of the record.
And she almost got it.
Almost. A lot of people are like, "No, she's done. She's done." Every day, I kept on seeing Stephen A. I'm not saying that she's gonna lose. But so obviously she does lose. So this is her time to ride off into the sunset. Between her singles and her doubles with her sister, the championships, out of control. Best ever?
I think so. Absolutely. I think she has to go down as the GOAT, even without the record. Like, just what she did. If you technically, I mean, she won, if I'm not wrong, one of the Grand Slams when she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, it's mind-boggling. So
absurd.
Obviously, I mean, as a woman, she does have that I guess handicap that when she does get pregnant, she can't play.
Yeah.
So I feel like if she didn't get pregnant, she definitely would have beat this record.
I think so too.
I think she definitely goes down as the best of all time.
Probably just would have just demolished it. And obviously this has been going on since 1999, when the sisters burst onto the scene with Will Smith as no, not Will Smith, but Will Smith played their dad in a really good movie. So I mean, it's been over 20 years. She's in her early 40s. What else does she have left to prove? Nothing. Just because she didn't get that record. Really, I agree with you, Dave. really doesn't mean anything as far as being the GOAT. I'm not a big tennis guy. I'll admit that. And I remember the old names like Hingis and Navratilova. Who was the one that got stabbed? Jennifer.
No.
No.
Monica Seles.
Monica Seles. And then there was like a young phenom.
How can you forget Anna Kournikova?
Anna Kournikova. I met Sharapova. I met Sharapova at, you know where I met her, Dave? At the what's that name of that store? Is it called Sweets? The candy store at where AMC Cuba is down there. Sunset.
AMC Cuba. I know what you were talking about now. When you said that, I was like, come on now. Yes. Oh wow, she was there in Sunset Place. Nice.
Yeah, this is years ago. This is probably like 2014 or something like that.
Her good years.
Jennifer Capriati. That's who I was trying. That's when I was thinking Jennifer. I don't know why I mentioned Jennifer. Maybe just because she's a tennis player. I remember.
All right. Anna Kournikova, I definitely watched her play a lot.
She's the one that dated Enrique Iglesias, right?
Yes.
She was in the video.
No? Oh, yeah, Kournikova, yeah. Wait, aren't they still dating?
Oh, I don't know.
They're married, didn't they? Didn't they
For
get
real?
married?
It's lasted all these years? Look at this.
So.
Google.
Who says celebrity things can't last, relationships?
Hey, he could be her hero, baby. And she said yes.
Or tonight I'm bleeping you, you know.
That's it.
That's what he said there. And she's like, all right. Oh, man. All right. Let's switch gears now and let's hit the NBA. All right. Let me save this other thing for later because it hurts me a little bit.
Uh-oh.
The most recent trade first. Patrick Beverley heads to the Lakers, and is showing that he can coexist with that other point guard on that team. I don't know if you saw Melo the press conference. And the comments that he made the day before, where they asked him, "You're going to be playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis," and he goes, "What does he say?
They're going to be
perfect." Go ahead.
It's like they're going to be playing with me. I went to the playoffs last year. They did it.
Patrick Beverley, who filled in for a while on First Take and got himself into some heat with a few different things that he said on that show. And now it's so I don't know what to call it. Maybe it's not. I don't want to say surreal, but you watch Beverley up there and he's talking the same smack as he would on the court, just with less profanity. And now he really this guy, like him and Westbrook are supposed to coexist together at the same time as him saying, "Hey, LeBron and AD is getting to play with me."
Oh man, well this man has been definitely his comments the last few years have been very out there. Like when I think Kawhi went to the Clippers and Paul George, he's like, "Oh, Curry, you had the last 5 years, the next 5 are ours." Yeah, and the Clippers didn't do nothing. And
shit.
The Warriors won a championship last year. So he's constantly putting his foot in his mouth. I can see these guys getting along, Westbrook and Beverley, because it's kind of always that, like, he's one of those players where you hate him when you're playing against him, but when he's on your team, you're like, okay, good, because he's going to go annoy the other guy. He's not going to be annoying me anymore. He's not going to be talking smack to me, even though this one was kind of like, you're going against your own teammates. Like, instead of being like, what an honor it is to play with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We have a good squad. No, it's like, no, they're playing with me. It's like,
but for him, it's good that LeBron's probably like, okay, and AD's like, oh, this motherfucker, what the hell is he saying? There's still talk about, there's talk about Westbrook today potentially maybe going to the Heat. That was discussed today. And I know everybody down here in Miami would love that.
Send them to New York. Don't they need another guy to ruin their chemistry?
We tried to get another guy, and it did. No, actually, I don't think we tried actually. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute with Mitchell. But so now it's either they coexist, they shut up, to the fans, to the Barclays of the world. Just play together, shut your mouths, get out there and prove a point, and play together and bring another title to Los Angeles. I don't know about this Westbrook part. What would you think he gets dealt, or you think the Lakers are going to go in, with this core group?
I think they might start off that way, but I don't know if he ends there. I think he's another one where like all this like rumors and stuff that came out in the off season about him walking out of practice and all this other stuff, and just being like not even paying attention to like when they're like talking about the games, like that's just cancer chemistry right there for a locker room. Like you don't want that, you don't need that. And I feel like I don't know what LeBron James is doing. I'm pretty sure he didn't say anything to him, so it doesn't sound like he did. But it's like you need that guy to put someone like Westbrook in order. Because if not, then you have the same thing that happened in OKC where your Kevin Durant was there like, oh no, I don't have to take the last shot. Let him take the last shot. Like he wasn't enough to control Westbrook. And he just became buddies, and then Westbrook just was taking 50 shots per game and missing more than half of them. And essentially, I feel like that's why that team didn't make it as far as they should have, and why Durant said, "Hey, you know what? I'd rather go to Golden State and win."
Yeah, yeah, and that was back. I can't believe that's 10 years ago already. That finals with the Thunder and the Heat was that.
Yep.
That was 2011, right?
2012. 2011 was the LeBron choke.
The
against the Mavericks.
Yes. So, but still, like 10 years ago, all this stuff is going down. All right, let's get to a little bit of my pain. Donovan Mitchell, long to be rumored to go into the New York Knicks. The only team that was negotiating with the Utah Jazz for quite a while. And it seems as though, and it's okay if the Knicks decided to say, okay, we're not giving up 6 picks and these guys, because in all reality, when Mitchell became available, he's a Mets fan, he's a New York guy, but the Knicks, remember the Melo trade, right? So that team had really good chemistry. That Knicks team with Stoudemire and Raymond Felton, those guys, and then you just ship off everybody to Denver and bring Melo and Stoudemire, and then wonder why it doesn't work as well as it should have.
I mean, but to your guys' defense, the reason that didn't work was because LeBron James decided to take his talents to South Beach, and you guys were not going to beat the big three. Because honestly, you guys had a good chance. But
because even to this day, LeBron, they'll say LeBron was going to the Knicks until his meeting with the Knicks. James Dolan jacked it all up. I mean, he was going to the Knicks for 3 or 4 years. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion. But leave it to James Dolan. I mean, if you're going to go and visit, you got James Dolan over here and Pat Riley, who just shakes up his championship rings and tosses them on the table. What are you going to do?
I don't know. Well, it didn't work. It's your guys' MO,
Yes,
no LeBron, no KD,
well,
no Kyrie.
I'm good with the KD and Kyrie thing. I'm kind of glad that didn't happen.
I mean, they're still going to play in Brooklyn. They're still there.
Yeah, but if the Knicks would have gotten those two and this would have happened, it would have been 100 times worse than it happening with the Nets. But back to Mitchell. Shockwaves as he heads to the Cavs with a shit ton of young talent, and now the Cavs are a top 3 or 4 team in the East next year, Dave.
I think so. I think they're 4
Knicks
or 5,
still,
depending.
Knicks are still top 12. Don't worry.
They're still there in the 3 to 5 range. They have a really young squad, a lot of good guys. Like you have a great center. Like the positions aren't like fantastic besides Mitchell, but everyone there is still like a key core, kind of like the Pistons when they had Ben Wallace, Rasheed, Chauncey. Like, not all, they weren't like all stars, but they were all good enough where they were great role players when played together, they were fantastic. But I feel your pain here with the Mitchell thing because there was like rumors of Miami as well. Since after the Kevin Durant thing failed, it was like okay, we Jimmy Butler still needs help down here. So it was like, oh man, if we get Donovan Mitchell, like send Tyler Hero's bum ass to Utah, send them whatever other picks they want.
What you mean? He
Send
had
them
that. He had
Fat
that.
Kyle Lowry. Like,
huh? He was grilling that camera in the bubble.
yeah. And then the playoffs came around and he disappeared. So Duncan Robinson's another one. $90 million to sit on the bench there. Like, I just sometimes don't understand some of these contracts. But then when the Cavs came out of nowhere, I think that's what kind of was more shocking because it was like I heard Heat rumors and then I heard Knicks rumors. It was always those two, and then
then at a certain point it was just Knicks because the Heat didn't have the picks. And then Danny Ainge. Then it became.
And Danny Ainge doesn't want to. I feel like he still has a little grudge against Pat Riley.
Well, he's got a grudge against Pat Riley and the Knicks because I mean, everybody's talking about how he took lesser of a deal from the Cavs than what the Knicks could have offered. Now, if the Knicks, like I said, I'm okay if the Knicks didn't want to give up 6 picks. If that's the explanation, okay. It's not that we went out and signed some, Jerry Jeffries to a 6-year contract.
Jared Jeffries, whew, throwing it back.
So irritating. And last thing on basketball, Dave, unless you have anything else, and Timmy, you could join this conversation also. The NBA 2K ratings were released, much like the Madden ratings get released, and people get pissed off. Guys, it's a video game. Kevin Durant was the first one. How am I a 96? How am I not a 99 rated? And then somebody responded. Somebody responded saying, well, you don't do this 100%. You're a great player, but you're not the best at this, and you're not the best at that's what brings you down to 96. And I think Giannis is the highest rated guy at like a 97. There's no 99 in the game.
There's no 90. It's not like Madden where they give someone a 99. Like there's I don't think I've ever seen a 99. Maybe LeBron James might have been like a 98 one of the years, but that was about it. I've never seen anyone a 99 in NBA.
But stop complaining about it. Like, okay, it's a little entertaining at first, but then when you just don't drop it, it's a video game, guys. And you can edit it. You can go in there, edit the players, boost yourself up to a 99.
I feel like they should have fun. Like Hassan Whiteside, his like first year here in Miami, he's like, I'm just trying to get my 2K rating up. Like, mess around with it. Like, have fun. Like Klay Thompson getting all grumpy because he's an 88 from 3-point range. Like, come on, man. 88. That's a great rating, just for 3-pointers.
That is pretty damn good.
You're not better than Curry, so you're not going to be higher than a 96. So, like, come on.
Focused on the wrong things, everybody. Everybody's focused on the wrong things. All right. I want to unveil something here. I want to unveil my power rankings for the NFL as we switch gears here. I'm exposing myself here a little bit because it's going to get torn apart. Dave's going to be looking with a fine tooth comb there. But let me see if I can bring it up here and share it.
Gatorade.
Oh, yeah, I know it's coming. Here we go.
This is more manly. It's 0 sugar pink lemonade.
All right, so these are my power rankings. We don't have to go through them one by one here. But I got the Bills and the Rams 1 and 2. I got the Chiefs really close behind at 3, Chargers in at 4, and Tampa top 5. Now, however, I can absolutely see Tampa just that whole thing just exploding, and then Brady saying I'm out after like week 5 or 6. But for now, I got them in there. Bengals, Ravens, Packers, 49ers, and Broncos round out my top 10. Okay. Dave, where's your first problem at here?
How are the Super Bowl champions number 2?
They lost some guys,
but they're still champions.
I know that they're still. I know they're still champions, but you're looking ahead to this year. I think the consensus over. I don't know who. I saw your email come through, Mello. Who do you have as Super Bowl winners?
I have the I was debating. I was sending this email, and I had to go back and forth. Like, who do I really think is gonna win? And I don't know why I went with this. It just seemed right, and I went with Denver.
What?
Denver.
Yeah.
It could happen. It could.
Oh.
Hey, listen, they have
If the Super Bowl was played in October, it could happen.
and a low blow to Russell Wilson right there.
They have Russell Wilson.
Hey, listen, the Broncos, they have really good skill position players. Sutton,
They have
Judy.
young guys. They have Williams as the running back, Melvin Gordon to back him up.
Yeah,
They have a good little core that
and a good defense. And no, the tight end went to Seattle in the trade, right?
Font, I think that's the thing.
Noah Fant.
Noah
Yeah.
Fant. Yeah.
Noah Fant, who is supposed to, be a top tight end.
But I mean, either then, like Russell Wilson barely uses his tight end, so it's like he's got two quick guys, which what he needs, and Judy and Sutton. I think he's gonna be good there.
Yeah, Patrick is out, but you got those two guys, and then two guys that can catch passes out of the backfield. So that not bad. The Giants. The Giants hat is here.
I mean, you're the only one not repping Giants gear.
That's true. I did wear an Eli Manning jersey yesterday for the Giants show, though. There's my hat. Anyway.
So then another thing that I saw
that
I was like, okay, so you have 1, 2. Denver didn't make the playoffs, right? Last year?
Here we go.
So 3 teams that did not make the playoffs in the top 10. That's pretty big.
Who didn't make the playoffs last year?
Chargers, Baltimore, and Denver.
Chargers were right there. Chargers.
Okay.
Baltimore, if Lamar doesn't get hurt.
Their coach blew that.
Yeah, for sure. And the Broncos, you got to win the Super Bowl. I can't have them in my top 10.
I don't know. I think maybe Carolina should also be higher than 24. They should be at least 15.
Maybe if they had a better quarterback.
They added an elite quarterback. They're getting their star running back back healthy.
Where's the elite quarterback?
Elite quarterback.
Oh shit. Yeah. Elite. I think I did pretty well with this. If Dave only has a few complaints.
Okay. Now I'm looking at the back end. I was just looking at the front.
Here we go. What do we got here?
So you have Texans at 30 and Falcons at 32? I feel like the Texans would have been last.
It was close. They have Brandon Cooks. Pierce is going to be their running back, and I think Mills was a better quarterback than we judged him on his neck for. No, I'm not saying he's top 15 quarterback. I'm just saying he showed to be a professional quarterback that knows how to read read the routes and read the coverage and whatnot.
And if anything, I think the other, again, it's just me going. I think if anything, I would have put the Browns a little bit less since their elite quarterback isn't coming back till week 12.
And they haven't had an elite quarterback in years, so you're right. Where do I have him at? Where
22.
do I have
22?
I think the Commanders can be better than the Browns this year. Even though I don't trust Wentz, he still can get the job.
Yeah, he can do that as long as he's not facing the Jags, who he is facing week 1. They lost their playoff spot last year. And they actually are he's facing the Jags last game of last year's season and first game of this year's season. All right, well, I take that criticism, but I'm in the area. Timmy, what do you think?
I'll flip-flop the Chiefs and the Chargers. I will put the Bengals above the Bucks. I got the Lions making the playoffs this year, guys. That's my sleeper. Squeaking into that last spot.
You're not the only one.
Detroit Lions sneaking in there for that last spot. So I got them way higher.
Wow.
I like the Colts a lot higher too. I'm surprised you don't got the Colts up there.
Where do I have the Colts?
16.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, a good defense. Taylor's going to be full. They have a good offensive line.
16 is almost a playoff team.
No, I got
Seven teams in each.
I got them in the playoffs. I like the
Interesting.
Bears and the Falcons at the bottom. Texans, Jets,
Screw you,
Commanders.
Bears.
That's all good. Seahawks at the bottom. I love it.
Geno Smith. Any team with Geno Smith as a quarterback cannot be anything higher than 25.
I like
Sorry.
the Panthers a little higher. No, you're pretty
Summers
close.
is here.
The yeast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Summers got
Yeah,
the
here
Patriots going 16-0. 17-0.
Summers. Oh, baby. Oh, man. All right.
Summers and Bunker got the Pats going 17-0 this year. And Michael Irvin smoking that cowboy crack, got them going undefeated, win the Super Bowl.
Summers is saying Tom Brady will win it again. I just saw him in a press conference. I don't even know if he's going to last the whole season.
Yeah, I think he got too much of that South, wherever he was vacation. He's like, I don't want to play no more.
Right, so many different rumors. First, he was in the Bahamas. Then he was recording for The Masked Singer, and now he's getting a divorce. Is in a fight because Giselle didn't want him to unretire. It's
screw her.
That's going to be a soap opera in Tampa for a bit. Summers says it'll be fine, and when you say it'll be fine, Summers, I picture that meme with the this fire all over the place, and the dog is like, "It's fine, we're good,
no problem,
it's fine,
we're all good." All right, so let's now. We're not going to get too deep into our season-long predictions. I'll post that, but I do want to get into the person who's singing the national anthem. Her name is Halle Berry. That's not the Halle Berry.
Jesus.
I might have seen Berry. It's definitely the first name, Holly. Let's go. Let's get to week one, which obviously starts today. NFL is back. So let's get to some of our picks, our world famous picks.
Oh, that's the Little Mermaid, by the way. That girl.
Oh, she playing the Little Mermaid.
She's a live action Little Mermaid girl. Yeah.
Okay. Is
and
her name Halle Berry?
The belt is back up to grabs?
Something like that. I forget what her name is.
Definitely Holly. I could have sworn I saw Berry. I'm just looking at the mole or the birthmark around her left eyebrow. All right. Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Rams. We kick off the season tonight. The Buffalo is a 2.5-point favorite on the road in L.A. Who we got in this one? Let's go with Dave first.
You're going to have to remind me. I think I picked the Bills, right?
You did with the Bills.
Okay, I think the Bills come out hot after last year's heartbreaker in the playoffs. I think they start off the season right this year.
That was rough. I know it was rough up there. Timmy, who you got tonight?
I also have the Bills from Buffalo. I think this is gonna be a good game, though.
Oh, I think it's gonna be.
I hope it's Thursday night.
I like even the fantasy experts said you should sit both defenses because it's going to be like a shootout. I don't see a shootout, but I do see a high scoring game.
Yeah, and even if it's not a high scoring game, it's going to be a lot of yards run up here. Even if it's like a bend don't break type thing on either side, there's going to be a lot of that going on. All right, so we got a clean sweep. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills here also. So that's our Thursday matchup. We'll get a little time to digest that, and then we hit it hard on Sunday. Boots to asses come Sunday time. First game up, rivalry, Saints at the Falcons. The Saints are a 5.5-point favorite here. I don't think the Falcons are going to be good at all. I actually think that they might I think they're going to end up with either them or the Bears with the worst record in the NFL. I don't know how much money Calvin Ridley put on that, but I'm sure we'll find out. All right, Saints at the Falcons, 5.5-point favorites for the Saints. Timmy, we'll start with you on this one.
When the Saints come out. That's definitely no Ridley, no Ryan. Who cares? The Saints are going to blow them out.
Yeah. I don't see that's the thing about week one. The blowouts at the underdogs.
Jameis Winston's going to look like fucking Joe Montana after this game because he's playing the Falcons. and then the Kool-Aid starts with the Jameis Winston again, and then next week he'll throw 7 interceptions. It'll be all right.
He'll have 5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 37 interceptions. All right. So looking at you, Dave. Dave went with the Falcons here. What you got?
I did. I think everyone's sleeping on the Falcons a little bit too much. I think they finally got rid of that dead weight quarterback who
But they brought on lesser dead weight.
I guess, but they're young. They can surprise people. So I have them beating the Saints surprisingly.
Okay. Well, it's a rivalry thing, and you know how those goes.
Dude, it's week 1 too, man. It's week 1. It's just literally.
It's a coin toss. You're right. You have no idea what's going on. All right. No. Look at the dramatics in the NFL week 1. First dramatics of the year. The Cleveland Browns heading at the wait. So Dave. So was it the yeast or the Browns? So it's the yeast.
It's the yeast. Always.
Okay.
The
So
yeast is what's
all right.
rising.
So forget the Browns. Baker Mayfield is
that yeast was set. It ended up falling apart. No one kept quiet, so that's what ended up happening. It didn't set, but now the Panthers, Panthers yeast is rising, starting.
Okay, so all right, Cleveland Browns at the Panthers. Panthers are 2.5-point favorite here. You got Jacoby Brissett at starting quarterback, which is an upgrade from the last few years at quarterback in Cleveland. All right. In the interest of time here, all three of us went with the Panthers on this one.
Yes, and I'm gonna call it right now. It's gonna be a blowout. So you can bet your money on the Panthers right here. They're gonna cover that 2.5 points. Wow. Start all your Panthers fantasy players. They're all going off.
Wow.
I'm surprised that's not a bigger spread. I'm surprised that's not a bigger spread, to be honest.
Might be the Browns can still control the tempo with
the running backs.
Man, but so can Carolina. I mean, McCaffrey showed up on the injury report, but it's a cut to his shin. Why do they bother putting that shit on there? A cut on his shin, like he's gonna stop playing because he got a cut on his shin. Contusion. All right,
that might mess up his mental health, and then he's got to sit out.
He's going to lose his smile. Next up, the San Francisco 49ers, who have maybe the best 1-2 punch at quarterback in the league. We'll find out. At the Chicago Bears, the 49ers are a 7-point favorite here.
I got a little confused here. I was like, wait, the Bears are 7-point favorites?
No.
And then I saw that you put SF at the end.
I just copy and pasted that. So, yeah, it's not my Schnitzky. It's not my fault. All right, so 49ers, obviously, this is a touchdown spread here. I think if this was like week 3 or 4, this could be like an 11.5 point, spread. But week 1, you just don't know. What's this guy with the 49ers? Lance Burke.
Trey Lance.
Who's Lance Burke? Must be somebody that I know. It's combined names there. But Trey Lance, who I have in one of my fantasy leagues as my quarter, I'm sold on Trey Lance. I'm all in on Trey Lance. I think even though they signed Jimmy G, it's a $6 million deal. I think he'll be traded before the deadline to, I don't know, a team that'll need him for injury reasons. Maybe it's the Rams. Maybe it's the Giants. Maybe it's a quarterback underperforming. Maybe it's Daniel Jones. We just found out today that Matt Stafford had surgery in the offseason. We hadn't heard that before. We knew that there was an elbow issue, but we didn't know he had surgery. And now, what if something happens there? Do the 49ers trade Garoppolo in the division? A lot of things that could happen, but one thing that is certain, I believe the 49ers are going to win this game.
Absolutely.
Same here.
The Bears have nothing. What do the Bears have? They have Mooney, and that's it. They have the worst offensive line.
Are we going to do our Super Bowl pick, Steve? Or are we going to say
towards the end, even though I already got it out of Dan. I called you Dan. Oh, Dave.
I could see the 49ers honestly doing a Dolphins situation where they keep a Garoppolo back there, and maybe we're like, okay, Trey, come out of the game. You're not doing what we have to do. And fourth quarter, put in the closer, Jimmy G.
Or depending on what the situation calls for, you can have Lance come out. You can have Jimmy G come out. Jimmy G didn't fare too. I know he's gotten the team to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl, and maybe last year was just a few minutes away from a Super Bowl. But he was only 1 for 7 on that final drive. I just think that Lance is going to get the job done. You get the wheels. If he's got that accuracy, you got good running back in Mitchell. You got the wide receiver running back combo and Debo. Ayuk. One of these years, he's going to take that step forward, I think.
And Kittle.
So fingers crossed. I'm talking myself. Kittle, who actually he's hurt his groin. So watch him from a fantasy perspective. And I have to watch Ertz from a fantasy perspective because I don't have backup tight end in that particular league. Let's move it along here to another division rivalry. We got the Steelers at the Bengals. Mitchell Trubisky time, baby. I got the Bengals in this one. Everybody all good with the Bengals?
I am good with
same.
the Bengals.
Still don't know how Trubisky has a job.
Kenny Pickett will be starting by week 3.
I don't know how they landed with Mitchell Trubisky. I should know that. And the hope is that he learned enough from Josh Allen to become Josh Allen light. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All right, next up, the Eagles at the Lions. Eagles are a 4-point favorite. The Eagles are now the favorite to win the NFC East. They've taken over that spot from the Cowboys. On paper, the best offensive line in league against Detroit, but only a 4-point favorite here. Timmy?
Who did I pick in this? I think I picked the Eagles to win this one, even though I like Detroit making that playoff spot. Yeah, I like the stupid Eagles. Stupid-ass Eagles.
Same here.
Hate to do it, but I got to go with the Eagles here.
Stupid Eagles.
Next up is a divisional rivalry. Teams are not balanced right now. The Colts at the Texans. Colts are 7-point favorite, and again, the road teams and the teams that are underdogs have performed very well, particularly against the spread in week 1 for all you gamblers out there. So Colts at Texans here. I got the Colts here. Texans are it's going to be a rough year.
Colts, baby.
Colts all the way here.
Colts here.
Here's a tough one. The Patriots at the Dolphins. Dolphins are a 3-point favorite. The Patriots in their last 9 games in Miami, 2-7, and there was Brady for part of that. There was a Brady for part of it. The Dolphins have always played the Patriots pretty tightly, especially down here. And I got the Dolphins in this one. Jalen Waddle is off the injured list, off the injury report. Stupid report. Shin. I got a cut on my shin. So I'm going with the Dolphins. Don't know if they'll cover the spread here, but I'm going with the Miami Dolphins here. Dave?
I will not be going with the Miami Dolphins. I'm going with the New England Patriots. I'm still curious to see if this dynamic of Tyreek and Tua works. I still don't trust Tua. To me, he's
I don't trust Tua
Daniel
at all,
Jones, but left-handed. So
wow,
we'll see what he does. There's no excuse now. He has the tools. He's healthy. Let's see.
Have you seen the ducks that Tua throws up? At least Danny Dimes throws up a spiral to the other team. Tua throws up ducks to the other team. At least
Tua's not tripping over himself.
They still scored.
Could he get 80 yards to separate? Could he get that separation?
If he did, I don't think he's gonna fall over himself.
He's left-handed. He's clumsy.
I don't think it's gonna be a Buffalo Wild Wings situation where the sprinkler just comes up and then look there I tripped.
Listen, that divot was dangerous and they fixed it, so don't worry about it.
Very dangerous.
He's not gonna trip over that divot again.
Yeah. Timmy's got who you got in this one?
Tua is the reason I will not pick the Dolphins, so I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm so down on Tua, and now look at the doggy. I'm so down on Tua, but I don't know. I'm going with the Dolphins here. Maybe it's dumb.
We'll see. He's got
I'm not
weapons
talking.
this year.
You're not talking me out of it. Who does?
Tua has weapons now. So like
Yeah,
I'm saying,
Tua has weapons.
he's
One
got
of which is
Tyreek.
not his left arm. All right. The Baltimore Ravens, who has a quarterback that set a deadline for tomorrow. Whether or not there's wiggle room on that, as going to Saturday to complete the contract or not. But we'll see what happens with Lamar Jackson. But they're going to the Jets to play the former Raven, Joe Flacco, starting at quarterback. Timmy, Joe Flacco. Sorry, I'm sorry to the Flacco family. Didn't mean to laugh there. Just came out.
Joe Flacco, the second worst winning quarterback in Super Bowl history, behind
Yep.
the other Ravens quarterback, Trent Dilfer. Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens, though, to beat the Jets. The Jets, they're a mess. Not a mess. Actually, I think the Jets are a legit quarterback away from being a decent team. They just can't get that spot right for some reason. How do you fail at quarterback for 60 years? It's like, Jesus, pick somebody good. 60 years? You can't get a quarterback?
Well, and then you got the guy, Zach Wilson, who they thought was the guy, and now he's hurt. He's going to be out for at least the first 3 to 4 weeks.
Their best quarterback was Flash Gordon, a fictional character. Remember that. Remember that.
All right, let's move along here. The Jags at the Commanders. Commanders 2.5-point favorites here. I am going with the Commanders.
Commanders as well. Get that first dub.
Yes.
Jaguars, baby. Jaguars.
Jags.
Ooh.
I can see the Jags. I can absolutely see the Jags winning this game.
Look, no Chase Young plus Carson Wentz. Jaguars, baby.
Wentz can't beat the Jags. It's known.
And Chase Young might be out a long time now, right? Like he might be out the year.
He might. He aggravated that knee, the ACL.
Fragile.
That's rough for them.
We know what that feels like with Saquon, right?
Oh, the ring. What was that?
So we know what that feels like with Saquon.
I don't know.
And that's what we almost got. We still would have been dealing with the situation.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens this year. Speaking of Saquon, the Giants at the Titans. Titans are a 5.5-point favorite here. I don't know that the Titans cover that. I do have the Titans winning the game, but I think it's going to be close. I think I picked 24-21. I think we all picked around, between 3 and 6 points or something like that.
I picked 8, 28-20 Titans. I picked 28-20.
We were supposed to.
All right,
scores.
so you got Titans.
We did that for the Giants.
No, we did the Giants show yesterday. Dave.
So
I've heard some shit talking. Hold on. I've heard some shit talking about the quarterback. Heard some shit talking about the running back. So who you got in this one?
Well, no, the running back wasn't shit talking. He's just been hurt.
Okay.
He's great. Yeah. He's my comeback player of the year. So
he was my comeback player of the year last year. Didn't work out though.
He never came back. So because it's week 1, I'm going with my heart on this one. But after week 1, depending on what I see from our team, maybe I'll start picking with my head like I did last year. But I'm going Giants.
Ooh.
I do want to go. I mean, obviously, we want the Giants to win here. We're a three-man crew of Giants fandom here. All right, so look at that. If that comes true, Dave, it'll be the very first time in We Stomped You Out history that the Giants are above 500. After one game, after at least one game of the season.
I think we should shut the show down if they go 1-0. Shut the show down.
See you guys.
Shut it down.
It's been great.
We'll go out on the top. We'll go out on top. That's it.
All right. Continuing on our way here, the Chiefs at the Cardinals. Kansas City is 6-point favorite here. The Cardinals are looking rough right now. The number one wide receiver is out for the first 6 games. They do get Hollywood Brown from Baltimore, but we don't know yet. Kansas City. Yes, they lose Tyreek. They bring in Juju Smith-Schuster, who didn't fare all that wonderfully in Pittsburgh after the first couple of years, but now he's got Patrick Mahomes. We'll see what happens there. Juju is a fantasy sleeper this year for sure, along with Allen Robinson, who's going to be playing this game in a few minutes. We all got the Chiefs on this one, I think. Yeah. Chiefs sweep. All right, next up.
16 spread. 16, not 6.
What did I? Oh.
So it could be like a 16 spread, not 6.
Maybe if it was, week 4 or 5.
Yeah.
The Cardinals I like the Cardinals for a couple years in a row, and it's step backwards here. And then the shenanigans with Kyler Murray, and you need to sit down and do your homework, and that was so weird.
How's that? I've never seen that in a contract before.
So weird. And then they got embarrassed and removed it. Raiders, beneficiary of getting one of the top wide receivers in football, stealing away from the Green Bay Packers and Devontae Adams, going against the Chargers. This is a good matchup. This could be a very exciting game. Raiders, Chargers, Los Angeles, a 3-point favorite here.
I go Chargers.
Chargers.
I'm going Chargers as well. I think Devontae Adams is going to take a nice little dip this year, just like Mr. Jordy Nelson did when he decided to leave.
I don't want to hear that name.
Green Bay.
He tore his ACL about 6 minutes after I drafted him that year. Literally, it was less than 10 minutes. But that now it seems like a really good game, offensively speaking. And I didn't know that Devontae Adams and Derek Carr. Not that I knew that they were friends and whatnot. I didn't know that they almost died in a Whitewater River situation. I had no idea. So maybe there's a little bit more cohesion there than we think.
Like war buddies. Like war buddies.
Packers at the Vikings. Green Bay is a 1.5-point favorite heading into Minnesota. Dave, who you got in this one?
Green Bay. I don't doubt Aaron Rodgers. I think he's just going to make someone else a star on this team.
Timmy?
I agree. I don't get all the hatred that he gets now. It's like, why? Because he's a fucking space cadet? So what? Doesn't mean he's not a great quarterback. He's a lunatic. Doesn't mean he's not a great quarterback. So definitely going with Packers.
And it's the Vikings.
Going with Packers.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins. What that man is doing, he's been robbing every single team he's been on.
But Kirk Cousins, he's done an okay job. And that's why he's going to be beating the Green Bay Packers this week. The Minnesota Vikings are winning this football game.
Wow.
Listen, if you take out on the offensive side of things, if you take out the quarterback matchup, it's all Minnesota. All of it. All of it. I don't even know who their tight end is right now. And it's all of it. But the quarterback thing is that's a big deal. But I think that the rest of the skill position players, I think that they're better. And I don't doubt Rodgers, but yes, I'm betting against him this week. I just think it's going to take Rodgers maybe a couple of weeks and then to come out and say relax, and then get his new number one wide receiver. So that's where I went on that one. Next up, the Sunday night game, the Bucks and the Cowboys. Mr. I can get away with going to the Bahamas for 11 days against Dak and them boys, Zeke and them. Timmy's already shaking his head. Timmy, who you got in this one?
Buccaneers.
The Bucks.
Fucking stupid Cowboys. Fucking that fat Ewok's taking another step back. Whack is whack. The hell with them all. They got no line. The hell with them.
It's a rough line now.
The Cowboys almost beat them last year, but this is another one that I wasn't sure where to go with because I feel like the Buccaneers are also unsure. So I win Bucks, just hopeful because I don't want the Cowboys to win.
Yeah, I went with the Cowboys just because they're home. Week one, I don't know if Fournette. I don't know if he's in game shape. Who's the wide receiver that tore his ACL last year?
He's in shape. He's in oval shape. Like an oval, like an egg.
Chris Godwin, he's probably not going to play. It was so weird. You assume that an ACL is not going to play week 1, especially something that happened later in the year. Then it's like, oh, he's going to play. No, then he missed practice today, and he's probably not going to practice tomorrow. But we'll see. But you got Mike
Julio
Evans
Jones
still. Say again?
They got Julio Jones there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
the
think
Rock-
Julio
the Rock's-
goes back
the
to
Rock-
any?
The Rock's hyping up the crowd.
Is he?
Yeah.
I see the flag going. All right, we got one more game left, and then we'll get the hell out of here so you can go watch the opening night, baby. There he goes. There's the Rock. Denver Broncos. Hey, more drama. Monday Night Football. The Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson head to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Denver's a 6.5-point favorite here. And spoiler alert, for the sake of time, is he doing he's got the Rock chant. Look, he's got the champion pose going.
Yeah.
We all went with the Broncos here. We are all Giants fans. We all hate Geno Smith on this show. He stopped the streak. Don't understand what happened there. Summers, listen, you said that we should have you on sometime. Tim has invited you on the show several times.
I'll make him come on next week.
Just we'll see. It depends on if the Bucs win or not.
We'll see.
All right, let's head out let's talk who's our Super Bowl winning pick, and then any closing remarks that you have for this week before Bills and Rams kick off. Timmy, start with you.
Last year I had Bucks over the Bills to make it but lose. This year I have the Bills winning that Super Bowl finally over the fucking 49ers. That's right.
Ooh.
I have the 49ers.
Who's the
winning
quarterback?
The NFC. I don't care. They have.
I need you to just say Trey Lance to make me feel better.
I think it is going to be Trey Lance because that dude can move. He's much better than he was last year. So I have the 49ers in a bit of an upset, winning the NFC. So I like the Bills over the 49ers.
Dave?
So
we already know.
I said who my
half of
AFC and Super Bowl champ was.
Dave's got the Panthers over the Browns.
What a hell of a Super Bowl that would have been.
Oh, snooze fest. There's the kickoff. We got a touchback.
I have the Denver Broncos versus. I guess you're gonna have to tell me. Is it the Bills?
Oh, hold on. I wasn't prepared for that.
You can't have the Bills and the Broncos. They're in the same
who
conference.
Do I have? Rams?
You have Denver over the Rams.
Oh, over the Rams. That's what it was. I was thinking Bills, but I was like, oh man, the Bills are gonna do something to fuck it up. Let me go Denver.
Don't say that too loud on the show. You're at the bar now, so you're safe.
They're all out.
All right, so
they're all out.
So you got Denver over the Rams, and for me, last year I picked the Rams over the Bills, or maybe did I pick the Bills over the Rams? I think I got the Rams correct in the Super. I'll go back and look. This year, no matter what I picked last year, I am going to Bills over the Rams. Listen, the NFC is wide open. I'm not mad at your 49ers. I'm not mad at the Rams. I wouldn't be mad at the Packers. There's the Eagles. I think the NFC is just completely left for grabs. And the AFC, it's nasty quarterback after nasty quarterback after nasty quarterback. There goes Josh Allen for a first down on a 2nd and 4. And on that note, we will keep you posted and apprised of all the stuff going on in sports, from tennis to football. And then we'll see you guys here next week. And we'll see. Look who it is there. You guys know who that is? That's A to Z.
Looks just like him.
All right. Let me watch this one play. Toss Singletary. Singletary gets about 7 yards on the ground. We'll go 2nd and 3rd. And with that, we take you to Peacock. Go watch the game, everybody. Enjoy, and peace out, everybody.